The year 1867 marked a period of profound change and transformation across the globe. It was a time when the world was witnessing significant shifts in science, politics, and geography, setting the stage for events that would shape the future in ways unimaginable at the time. In a small laboratory in Warsaw, Poland, a scientific pioneer, Marie Sklodowska, later known to the world as Marie Curie, was born. Her early years were marked by a passion for learning and a relentless curiosity that would drive her to explore the unknown. Her groundbreaking work in radioactivity would revolutionize our understanding of physics and chemistry. Marie Curie's discoveries not only earned her 2 Nobel Prizes but also paved the way for advancements in medical treatments and scientific research that continue to benefit humanity today. Meanwhile, on the European continent, the small nation of Luxembourg gained recognition as an independent and neutral state, marking a shift in the geopolitical landscape. This newfound status would play a crucial role in the stability and balance of power in Europe, influencing diplomatic relations for years to come. Amidst these momentous events, a transaction of immense historical significance was taking place far across the Atlantic, the sale of Alaska by Russia to the United States. This deal, often overshadowed by other global events, would prove to be a pivotal moment in American history. The sale of Alaska, a vast and seemingly desolate territory, for a mere $7.2 million, was met with a mixture of skepticism, ridicule, and intrigue. Many Americans questioned the wisdom of purchasing such a remote and barren land, unable to foresee its future potential. Newspapers at the time mocked the purchase, dubbing it Seward's Folly and Seward's Icebox after William H. Seward, the U.S. Secretary of State who passionately advocated for the deal. Despite the public outcry, Seward remained steadfast in his belief that Alaska would prove to be a valuable addition to the United States. However, beneath the surface of public opinion, the acquisition of Alaska held profound implications for the United States, extending its reach across the continent and into the Pacific. This expansion would open new opportunities for trade, exploration, and strategic military positioning. This seemingly insignificant event, overshadowed by the birth of a scientific luminary and the emergence of a new nation, would have far-reaching consequences, shaping the destiny of both the United States and Alaska for generations to come. The purchase laid the groundwork for future economic growth and development in the region. The purchase of Alaska, initially perceived as a folly, would ultimately unveil a treasure trove of natural resources, strategic significance, and cultural richness, forever altering the course of American history. From vast reserves of oil and gold to its strategic location during the Cold War, Alaska's true value would become evident over time, proving that Seward's vision was far from foolish. The purchase of Alaska in 1867 was a pivotal moment in American history, marking a significant expansion of U.S. territory and influence. This monumental event, often referred to as Seward's Folly or Seward's Icebox, was initially met with skepticism and ridicule. However, it would later be recognized as one of the most astute and forward-thinking decisions in American history. Secretary of State William Seward, a visionary leader with an eye on the Pacific, recognized the strategic importance of Alaska. Seward, who had long been an advocate for American expansion, saw Alaska as a land of untapped potential. He believed that acquiring this vast territory would not only enhance America's strategic position, but also open up new economic opportunities. He believed that acquiring this vast territory would strengthen America's presence in the region, provide access to new resources, and counter the growing influence of Great Britain and Russia. At the time, both of these powerful nations had significant interests in the Pacific, and Seward was determined to ensure that the United States would not be left behind in this crucial area. However, Seward faced an uphill battle in convincing Congress and the American public of the purchase's merits. Many members of Congress were skeptical of the deal, viewing it as an unnecessary expenditure. They questioned the value of acquiring a remote and seemingly inhospitable territory, especially at a time when the nation was still recovering from the Civil War. Many viewed Alaska as a frozen wasteland, devoid of any real value or potential. The harsh climate and remote location led many to believe that the territory would be of little use to the United States. Critics derisively referred to the purchase as Seward's Folly, convinced that the Secretary of State had made a grave mistake. Newspapers ridiculed the deal, portraying it as a colossal waste of taxpayer money. Editorials and political cartoons of the time lampooned Seward and his supporters, suggesting that the purchase was nothing more than a foolish gamble. The press was relentless in its criticism, further fueling public skepticism. "What can we do with this desolate land?" they scoffed, failing to see the long-term strategic and economic benefits that Seward envisioned. The general sentiment was that the United States had been duped into buying a barren and useless expanse of ice and snow. Despite the widespread skepticism, Seward remained resolute in his belief that the purchase of Alaska was in America's best interest. He tirelessly advocated for the acquisition, presenting detailed arguments and evidence to support his case. Seward's unwavering determination and persuasive skills were crucial in overcoming the opposition. He argued that it would secure control of the valuable fur trade, provide new opportunities for whaling and fishing, and serve as a stepping stone to increase trade with Asia. Seward highlighted the economic potential of Alaska's natural resources, emphasizing the benefits that would accrue to the United States in the long run. Furthermore, Seward recognized the strategic importance of Alaska's location, situated as it was at the crossroads of the Arctic and the Pacific. He foresaw the potential for Alaska to serve as a critical hub for maritime trade and military operations, enhancing America's influence in the region. Seward's persistence eventually paid off. His relentless efforts and strategic vision gradually won over key supporters, both in Congress and among the public. The tide of opinion began to shift as more people recognized the potential benefits of the acquisition. He skillfully navigated the political landscape, garnering enough support in Congress to approve the purchase treaty. Seward's adept handling of the negotiations and his ability to build coalitions were instrumental in securing the necessary votes. On March 30, 1867, the United States officially acquired Alaska from Russia for the sum of $7.2 million, a mere 2 cents per acre. This transaction, though initially controversial, would come to be seen as a masterstroke of diplomacy and foresight. While the purchase was initially met with derision, it would prove to be a stroke of genius, transforming America's destiny and ushering in an era of unprecedented growth and prosperity. The vast natural resources of Alaska, including gold, oil, and fish, would eventually contribute significantly to the nation's wealth and development. Seward's vision and determination had secured a legacy that would benefit the United States for generations to come.